Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am so excited because we got a pick a card reading which is going to be about the very famous topic of what is it that makes you attractive? What makes you a hottie? Because you are. And in this video we're going to be diving deeper into it so as to, just make us feel good. That's the only point of it, really. But I'm really excited about this one. So if that's something you're into, something you're interested in, make yourself comfortable, grab yourself a drink, your popcorn, whatever, put these feet up, and let's get started. Today, as you can see, we've got 4 groups to be choosing from. As always, I'm going to be asking you to tune into your intuition so as to let yourself feel whichever pile you feel the most drawn to. May it be the number of the pile, the crystal, which I'm going to be covering shortly, knowing that whichever pile or piles in a plural that you feel the most drawn to is going to be the one revealing to you that which you're meant to be hearing right now, this moment. So, for the piles, with pile number 1, we're going to have the Amazonite right here. Pile number 2, it's the Rose Quartz Heart. Pile number 3, it's the Citrine. And pile number 4, the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, or you want, Aquamarine. So there you go. Again, take your time, pause the video if you need to, so ready to tune in. If you already know, you can directly fast forward to with the timestamps provided down below, either in the description box, the pinned comments, so that you can fast forward directly to your reading using the timestamps. And I'm gonna be seeing you right there. Hey, pal number 1, how are you doing? You're up. I hope you're excited about today, about the messages that we're going to be uncovering together here. My intention with this reading is really to pump us up a little bit, to help us see ourselves a little bit more in the light of our truth, as in we are beautiful and attractive, but how aware are you of it? That's what I want to be exploring. So I'm going to be putting the crystal right here where we can still see it. I'm going to start shuffling. We're going to be tuning into physical characteristics, not only, obviously, you know me, not only physical characteristics, but I'm also looking forward to that. So Spirit, tell us, what does pile number 1 need to know about how beautiful, how hot, how attractive, how irresistible they may be? Lots of wings. One more, yes, this one. 2 more, okay. Gonna be bringing out these ones too. I'm gonna be shuffling them now so that I can keep them on the side. Okay, what are beautiful physical characteristics, not physical characteristics, personality traits, energy, and their heart, whatever. What are the things that they are known for when it comes to their irresistible charm, their beauty? There we go. Keeping them on the side for now. We have the bat, the vulture, the dolphin, and the koi. Okay. I'm seeing tall. Your height is something, maybe not tall for everybody. Your height is something that people find cute or beautiful. Yeah, there's just something about your height. So yeah, the physical characteristics that I may be picking upon, by the way, they're random. So I don't know what people find attractive about, like, everyone has different tastes, So I may pick up on things and see what resonates. But just so you know, as in, I don't think I'm gonna be getting a lot of explanations as to why a physical trait is attractive. I mean, obviously, but I just feel like I need to mention it out aloud, It's like, yeah, your height seems to be very attractive. Why? Well, all of you have different heights, so I don't know what the people around you and what is about your height that is particularly attractive, but your height is attractive. You know why, okay? That's one thing. Your perspective on life is another thing that I'm hearing. How you view things is like the bat, which is upside down, is looking at the same world that we are, but upside down. But it's the same world, but it's upside down. You know, it's like the perspective that you bring on things, your outlook on life. I just feel like you're the kind of person who each time that someone may be seeing a problem, you just see an opportunity, honestly. It's like you're always seeing things from a different angle, which is more fun, more interesting, more workable also. It's just like you seem to be very attached to just, you seem like to be a very joyful spirit. And your outlook on life and how you always turn a situation into a positive outlook, no matter how dreadful a situation another person may see it. And I just feel that's a very remarkable quality of yours, a very fun thing about you, but something which, when it comes to attraction, doesn't go unnoticed, definitely. The way that you always seem to be flipping, effectively transmuting, using the right terms, but you're always flipping a situation, the way people are looking at a situation, into one which is always much more fun and always feels like an opportunity, an invitation for an adventure or whatever. So it's a very, I'm also feeling a sense of silliness, just something like adorable. There's something about you which is so weird, but so adorable, just so uniquely you. I'm feeling like Aquarius slash Pisces kind of energy. For those in astrology, Aquarius, like it's so unique. It's like it's not the kind of thing when it comes to your personality. I'm feeling it's like your personality is a big thing, but this, I feel like you have possibly like a quirky personality, a bit of a silly personality, but it's just adorable. I'm feeling so, and that is again not something. It's something that some of you may be like, yeah, but I wish I was a little more like others. Trust me, others wouldn't want you to be like them. I mean, people are so glad that you're not like anyone else. Just for you to know, those who are yet to fall in love with that part of you, it's like, no, no, the fact that you are weird, supposedly weird, quote unquote, whatever weird may mean, by the way, because it's not weird, it's just you being a happy, unique human being, just like everyone else. But the quirky and silly nature of your personality, I just feel like is one of the things that people look forward to when meeting you. So, so that is something to be aware of and to be proud of, not ashamed, definitely not ashamed. um but yeah, there's just this very also innovative mind. I'm picking up a lot of your personality at the moment, but you're very innovative. The way you look at life, coming back to it again, but it's like the way you look at life is so original and so exciting. Also, there's something I was picking up, like the energy of, I just see you like a fluffy ball of joy, which may not be anything close to how you look, by the way. But the energy I'm giving is just like something, a person who is just so adorable and who's also very playful, very happy, very optimistic. Like the dolphin, when we see the dolphin, dolphins are very playful, you know, and it's very giving me this energy of playfulness and optimism, but also this and that are true. Like the sentence below the dolphin spirit card, it's yet again giving me this energy that yes, you love playing with the way people view situations. People may see, oh my god, I got fired and I feel so afraid, and you would be like, yeah, but at the same time, you told me so many times that you hated that job and that you had so many dreams, so many activities that you wanted to create, and so many projects. I know that you're gonna make something out of it that will work even better for you. And the person will have to admit that, yes, it's true. It's completely true. It's just a matter of how you look at it. So that is something. Also, big Pisces energy back with this energy, with this, the koi fish spirit is just, there's something about you that screams abundance. People, when they look at you, they just see an prosperous and abundant person. There's just something about your energy that screams that. And that is interesting. But there's there's a form of relaxation also. I feel it's deeper. It's like as people get to know you more, on the surface you more like appear as a very funny person, very silly, beautiful and adorable person, But as people get to know you more, they realize that underneath it feels just like an ocean of stillness and tranquility. A very peaceful energy. I would almost say spiritual for some of you. Some of you may identify with that. It's like there's something very deep, very still, and spiritual, I would say. Yeah. Spiritual, not necessarily for all of you, but there's something very deep. But I feel like it's deeper within you. It's definitely not the first thing that people pick up on. But the people who get to know you more, they definitely end up tuning into that. And in that place, there's just this big Piscean energy of, I know everything will work out for me. I know that I'm taken care of. I know that everything, yeah, I know that I'm abundant. I know I am loved because I am abundance. I am love is like very positive and very, very beautiful energy. Like, well, one thing which is striking about you is definitely your energy, your personality, like what's within you. Your beauty radiates from within. That's definitely a thing. Physically wise, I'm only picking up on the height for. That's funny. Wait, let me just see on the camera. Yes, it's centered. Okay. That is funny, is it not? That is interesting. I'm not gonna say anything right now about it, but you know what I mean. It's funny to have two cards which are literally about the same animal. Like this deck isn't. There aren't many references to animals in this deck. There are, but not many. So the sacred flow of yes, there is again an emphasis on the fact that there's something up with your energies, like your beauty, your attractiveness, your hotness, whatever. Your sexiness is really radiating from within. It's like your light pierce through your skin and your eyes. There's another thing physically. It's like people would typically describe you, and if they haven't done so, I'm telling you that they're saying that in your back, as someone who radiates. When we say that someone's skin glows, and I'm hearing that some of you may be like, I don't feel like that's the case. Trust me, people do see that. Perhaps you're so used to it that you feel like it could be improved or whatever. Perhaps you're not completely satisfied with it. Okay, that's no problem with that. It's more than acceptable and even sometimes requested to have dreams, it's good. But just so you know that people already see that some things that you may feel insecure about, actually people find very attractive. Like the insecurities that you have are not things that people see. I'm hearing like acne or pimples, and you're like, oh my god, but I got this, my skin, I don't feel very comfortable and confident in my skin, and I want you to know that Spirit is indicating me people have no clue about that actually. It's like you see it because you see yourself every day in the mirror, but people don't see, and even when they do see it, it's like it doesn't even come across their mind as something. It's like I genuinely feel there's no judgment at all. It's like it wouldn't even cross their mind that, oh, that's anything other than beautiful. They even waste their time focusing on that. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, I see it obviously, but what about it then? It's like, I want you to know that some of your insecurities, because I'm picking up on insecurities here, some of you may have insecurities about things that people do not perceive and people do not see as rejectable, as unworthy. Absolutely not. So that's something for you to be aware of. But I'm getting this idea that, yeah, your skin glows, even if in your eyes it doesn't. People call it. It's just that your standards are very different. Your skin glows. I'm hearing like your hair, your facial hair, if you're a guy, it's like that also radiates. There's just something about your skin and what's close to your skin that radiates. And there's also this beautiful color. I love this color, really. This striking energy emanating from you, peering through your skin of just positivity, optimism, and just the light. And that is the thing that strikes people the most. Some of you may not admit it, but you're a head turner. And you know it when you're being sincere with yourself. A lot of people turn their heads to you. And it's not just because you look good and you look cute. It's also because your light is fascinating. People themselves don't know why they're looking at you, why they find weirdly attracted to you. But there's definitely, I feel like as of today, the most striking thing about you is your light, which is funny because people don't see it, and yet you, in your experience, notice how people react to it still, although it's unseen. But yeah, there's a lot of light, a lot of optimism, a lot of joy, a lot of silliness. Again, is like a very playful spirit I'm picking up on. And that's just adorable. That's irresistible, honestly. So that is very cute. And a sea of tranquility below there. Then stop dropping around. That is giving me your. Okay, I have no clue why this is the connection with the card, but whatever. It's like your style. I don't know why this card is giving me the image of your fashion. Don't ask me, I wouldn't know. But your fashion seems to be also something very unique, like almost an extension of your silly, quirky, like unique nature. The way you dress is very you, I'm hearing. It's like you, although again, in your own eyes, you may feel like it's nothing special. I genuinely feel that that's not the case to the eyes of other people around. It's like the way you dress is very you and is very unique, and it does not go unnoticed. It's like it's not surprising that you gravitate towards the clothes you do gravitate towards, although for you it may be like, for my men out there, it may be just like, yeah, I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Well, even in the fact of you not caring, I feel that it's still not random the way you dress. It's still, I just feel like the way you dress actually very well suits you. It very well suits your mood. And it's very expressive, even though you may not be conscious about it. I feel that people are not. If you were to ask, like, would you have dressed this pile number one differently today? They would be like, no, it just suits them. I mean, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't be dressing this way right now. It just feels. It's weird, but you have a very funny relationship with fashion at the moment, it seems. And then, yeah, I'm again picking up one step ahead is only. I'm getting a very excited with these two cards. A very excited spirit, spirit which is so motivated to follow their excitement, their joy, and it's very uplifting for people to be in your presence. But yeah, I'm hearing that one of the things that people are very drawn towards is your vibration, it's your frequency, as in you have a high frequency and you are here on this world to play with magic. You are here not to make sense to any freaking one. You are here to make things crazy, to make things fun, to shake things up, to have fun. You are here to unveil the magic, honestly. And it's a very I'm still picking up this very free-spirited, very playful, very magical spirit. It's like a kid who, in growing up, never lost their connection with who they are. Because that's what adults are at the end of the day. What are adults but kids whose body has grown up, you know? As adults, we tend to lose touch with the truth of who we once were. And in your case, it feels like it did not happen. Either you didn't lose contact with it, you didn't lose touch with it, or you came back to it. But anyway, there's very much this thing of like, these characteristics are the ones we would associate with a kid, with a child, but it's just so freaking refreshing to be in your presence. So yeah, the thing that is the most striking about you, definitely your energy. That's a head turner. And again, people themselves don't even know why they're so into you. They don't even know why they just catch themselves staring at you. But that is a very striking thing. Well, okay, thank you, Panoewan, for your presence here. It was very fun, very interesting, very pleasant experience to get to know you. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. I love to read about that. Also, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would support me a lot. That being said, I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to move on to part number 2. So till then, have a good one. Bye. Hey there, part number 2. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. I'm so glad to have you here. If you chose the rose quartz heart, that's going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to start shuffling. So, my intention with this reading is really to hook ourselves up with all the beautiful things about ourselves that we may be overlooking, just being closer to how attractive you actually are, because guess what? You are. If no one has told you that today, there you go. Good way to start it. And yeah, just, having fun, just reminding ourselves of that which is true already. But there you go, Spirit, tell us, what are beautiful things about part number 2, which may be physical characteristics, non-physical characteristics, their personality, this one wants to come through, okay, their energy, their spirit, their heart, their mind, their body, whatever. Only 3, sure, that's already good. I'm going to be shuffling the next deck too, as I did for part number 1, whoop, this one wants to come through. So we can keep them on the side. I'm gonna bring them straight up once we're done with the 3 first ones. 2, whoop, there you go. So these ones we're keeping on the side. And we're starting with these ones. Ooh, Trickster energy straight off the bat. You are a player. I'm hearing. Oh, it's so fun. To me, it's screaming like Scorpio in astrology. I'm very much getting a Scorpio archetype here. You may have big Scorpio placements in your natal chart. Maybe, maybe not. I don't care. It's not the point. But for those who know about the archetype in astrology of the Scorpio, there you go. It already gives you a bit of an idea of what I'm picking up on here. It's like the coyote just strikes me. It's like the coyote, especially in this deck, the first energy that comes to mind is the trickster. And what is one of the things that, like, Scorpios are known for in astrology is their very dark and wicked and tickling sense of humor, right? They love messing with people in a very good way. It's like no bad intentions at all, but it's just they can't help it. They love it. It's very much what I'm getting. Is a very how would I describe it in English? It's like it's a sense of humor which it's a very you sense of humor. First of all, it's a very you thing. It's like the people who know you, they know you for having this kind of sense of humor, and you love like just triggering people in gentle ways. Obviously, it's like, again, it's all fun and games, but you like triggering people on purpose, like making jokes about it. You like tickling people. It's a very playful thing, but it can get intense actually. It's like it's a very you humor, but it's a typically Scorpio humor, you know. Which I find very, very interesting. It's a very trickster kind of energy. It feels, to someone who doesn't know you, it would almost feel like mean, but everyone involved knows it's not. But it's a very fun, very spicy kind of humor, definitely. And I just feel like not just your humor, your personality, you're someone who is kind of spicy, and extend it to your body. I'm just picking up on the fact that yes, you are the head turner. I mean, just physically talking, it's like, yeah, people know you, trust me. This person at the gym or at the mall that you tend to see often is like, yeah, they recognize you. It's like, yeah, they know you. They don't know your name, perhaps you've never talked about it. It's like, yeah, they know you. It's hard to miss you and not remember you because your appearance is striking. It's like, I'm getting the archetype of the devil in tarot, which is fun because I believe it's also related to, like, in tarot, each card has an association with a sign in astrology. I do not know the associations personally. There are only a few cards that I believe to know the associations. The devil, I believe, is associated with Scorpio. I may be wrong though. Don't quote me on this one. But the whole thing I'm getting is like temptation. Is like the way you look is tempting. Is like, yeah, you are the kind of person who's described as a hottie, definitely, just by the looks of it. So that is something to be aware, but I feel like you're aware of it, you know. It's like, you know that people like taking a good look. You know, it's like I don't feel that this is something very new. I don't feel like I'm teaching you anything new here. So that's definitely something you're known for. But again, it's like your sense of humor, your wicked sense of humor is very striking. That is very, very unique. I just feel like also I'm getting this personality was this sensation of, you know, it's like someone who appears a little closed off at first, who feels like who plays like the bad boy or the bad girl, like someone who is very attractive but plays a little closed off. And as soon as, not because they are, but just because they feel more comfortable this way, I would put it this way. Perhaps some of you are even shy, although I don't feel like this is necessarily the case, but there's just this energy of you're not like overly like in everyone's faces. I don't feel like you're the kind of person who's just gonna throw themselves in the spotlight just for the heck of it. I don't feel like it's very you. So I feel like, you know, it feels like more of the lone wolf kind of energy that I'm getting. Is like you like doing your own business, and you know that anyways everybody knows that you're here because your appearance is striking. But as soon as someone gets you to talk, first of all, do they realize that you're not closed off at all? You know, it's like you appear this way, but you're very much not. But oh my god, as soon as they get you to talk, it's like it just feels so, it's like people just fall right into it. It's just so, how could anyone not love this personality, this sense of humor? It's like it's very witty. The way you look at things, the way you relate to those is very witty. It's like you're very smart people. Although you love humor and sometimes you like making fun of yourself and things of that kind, it's like you're a very smart guy or girl, whatever. It's like you're a very smart person. So it's one thing. Another thing, which is definitely carrying on, I would say, almost with this Scorpio energy, is like the death. It's like you're a very deep person. You feel things very deeply. That is definitely not the first thing that people notice about you. But as people get to know you more, they do end up realizing that below just you playing like a bad boy or a bad girl and you having a very funny, very twisted sense of humor and a very wacky personality, but just so drawing. Below that, you're a big softy, I feel. Like you got a very, very big heart and you feel things so deeply. Again, that's why I'm coming back to this idea of the Scorpio. Is very much, it feels like I'm doing a reading for a Scorpio. Again, you may not be, but that's another thing, is like people love that too. It's like the few people that get to experience and witness your heart is just so beautiful. It's just, I'm just hearing like, oh, it's just so beautiful. Like the how big your heart is and how much you love life and how much you love the world, how much you love people. It feels like emotions can be intense, but you feel deeply, and that is beautiful in and of itself. Just in the magic, I just feel like some of you may be described as a bit oblivious and a bit naive at times. As in, you're just like, oh yeah, let's do it. And people around you may be like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, let's do it. What the heck do you mean? It's like you have no plan. What the heck? But there's just like, this energy of you being sure of yourself. Give me a second. Well, there's just this energy of you being sure of yourself that everything will work out. Is like, trust it. You just have a faith and trust in life, honestly. And that makes it that although people may be seeing you as a little oblivious at times, although you arguably may be at times, but that's totally fine. I feel that you're genuinely rooted in this sense of faith and trust that everything will be alright. That there's nothing to fear. And that is a beautiful thing in and of itself too, you know? Like I feel like an like all well-rounded personality, and with so many different interesting facets to you. So that is something. You're typically not like It's hard to mistake you for someone else, definitely. Not only because of the way you look, but also because of who you are as a person. It's like people like you, there aren't many. What do we have here? With these things, I feel that there is I'm picking up on a masculine energy here, which may not reflect your gender, by the way. But there's something about you. There is a lot of, I feel a lot of, well, you may be ambitious as a person, but even if you wouldn't necessarily consider yourself ambitious, I feel like you're decisive, you know what you want. And you know what is exciting, you know what it is you love, and you enjoy following the lead of your heart. You enjoy following what feels good. That's why people sometimes make you a little oblivious. I saw 11 on the recording. That's funny because I'm getting this energy. Yeah, it's like it feels like you're a spiritual person who ignores themselves. Honestly, it feels like someone who is very spiritually tapped in, at the same time as not being aware of it in the slightest, which is very interesting. But it's like it's someone for whom things just work and they don't necessarily know. They're just happy this way. That's fun. But it's just because you seem to already have the keys to how to make things work. Although you may not have done the spiritual studies and woohoo and shenanigans like that, it's like you just follow what feels good, and you're unapologetic about it, and you don't overthink it. You go into it. That's why sometimes people call you a little oblivious. It's like you know what you want, you know what feels good, and you go with it. You know where to go because you know what feels good. Sounds stupid, but it's very true though. And it just works, you know? So that is beautiful. Get back to elemental. I also feel like all of these energies I'm picking up, they're more like deeper layers of you, like people who actually take the time to get to know you, people who stay in your presence for long enough to see all of this emotional depth and richness that there is to you. Get back to elemental. It's giving me this energy of someone who enjoys a simpler life. You know, it's like you love, as we saw before, is like you love playing with people, you love being in this trickster energy. It's just something that it just scratches an itch, honestly. At this point, it feels like it's just so fun, it's just so you, and it's all fun and games. But at the end of the day, I just feel like you're not the kind of person to be bragging. You're not the kind of person, as we said before, to throw themselves in the spotlight just for the sake of it, like a Leo would do it typically within astrology, again, within the archetypes of astrology. It's like you're just enjoying minding your own business and cultivating your own happiness. And I'm just getting the image of a person who enjoys just living in the countryside, growing their own vegetables, having a simple life with their horses or their pets, and just, you know, living like that, which may absolutely not be your case, by the way, when it comes to what your life looks like. But this is the kind of energy of a simple life, someone who is not like overthinking about stuff, someone who's not always here to amass material wealth. It's like, yes, it's beautiful, but it's not the thing that makes you feel the most fulfilled. I feel like the one thing that makes you the most fulfilled is typically your relationships, not necessarily what you own. So it's giving me again this, like there's a lot of richness and a lot of depth to how you feel in your life, and that is something like, again, is like it's wow. It's like, how could anyone not love that? But it's not everybody is as lucky to witness that, because it takes a bit of commitment to stay in your presence for long enough to start seeing these things for you to open up about that. Not everyone is like, your energy is not open bar to everybody, definitely. Creator alchemy, it's just creator. It's giving me this energy of someone who just enjoys creating their life. It's giving me the archetype of the magician in tarot. It's like someone who just creates their life as they desire it to be. Someone who's very good at being and becoming who they want to be, experiencing life the way they want to experience. Someone who's just very again, following their heart and just creating a life based off that, which I feel like is seen as very bold of you. You may be seen as a very, very bold person, by the way. There's also something like with this decisiveness, with you just following your heart, is like the basis of all that is your emotional reality. But on the superficial layers, it appears as someone who is extremely sure of themselves, like just a born leader, someone who's just very good at leading their lives, leading people, who's very sure of themselves. There's a lot of confidence coming through it. But again, it's like all of the roots of that are in your heart. So that is very, very interesting. Thank you so much, Pal number 2, for having shared space with me today. It was a lovely reading. True honor to be meeting you. Yeah, definitely. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. Did it resonate? How did you feel about that? Do you recognize yourself in it? And yeah, also while you're at it, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would support me a lot. That being said, keep on killing it. I'm gonna be seeing you in my next video. Till then, take care, enjoy. Bye. Hey there, pal number 3, how are you doing? Welcome to the reading. If you chose pal number 3, the Citrine, that's gonna be your reading, and so we're gonna get right into it. As I said with the other groups, the previous groups, my intention with this reading is definitely to just help us to feel good, to tune into how beautiful we are, because guess what? If no one told you today, you are. And so it's just a matter of just being closer to our truth, being in communion to how beautiful and attractive we actually all are. Okay? So yeah, that's what we're shuffling for. I'm going to be shuffling also another deck for just after, for later. Please, Spirit, tell us what pal number 3 is known for when it comes to their beauty, their physical beauty, their spirit, their mind, their heart, whatever. 3 is enough. Okay. We're gonna start with these ones. We're gonna keep these ones on the side. And so, whoop the camera. What do we have here? Very wise person, I'm hearing. Definitely. And someone who's radiant. The peacock is funny, we got the peacock. When we're talking about someone being attractive, peacock spirit, boom. It's like, sure, okay. Well, let's start with the peacock then, because the peacock is the bird that stalls the show, that stalls the lights, the spotlight. There you go. Straight up. It's the one that shines, it's the one that radiates, it's the one that everyone is seeing. It's the one which is very much like in everybody's face. So I definitely feel that it you could definitely be, I wouldn't be surprised if you work on the internet, on social media. It's like it's giving influencer kind of energy. You don't have to be, but it's definitely something which is striking about you. How influential you are and how much in the spotlight you always end up being, even though you're not asking for it. Some of you may be, some of you may not be. And it's like inevitably you always end up in the spotlight, even when you're not asking for it. And that's funny, it's like some of you may definitely be on social media. Some others, I feel, haven't fully accepted that just yet about themselves. No, it's like the reasons why people come to you relentlessly, asking your opinion and what you think about them and their life, and they just want to be in your presence. It's because what you think and what you feel and the way you behave matters to people. It matters. That's why it's like, for those of you who haven't surrendered to it just yet, just know that you are influential already, even if you haven't started your social media accounts right now, even if you're not interested in that at all in the slightest. You know, it's like I'm picking up on very different kinds of people here for pal number 3, like different kind of, yeah, different energies, but a common thing is definitely the fact that you're always in the spotlight, whether you want it or not. Some of you want it and enjoy it, and they're having a blast with it. Some others are like, why does it keep happening? It feels uncomfortable. And it's like, sweetheart, the sooner you're accepted, the better it'll get, you know? There's just something, it's like the peacock didn't ask to be born a peacock. Have you ever seen a male peacock try to hide? Yeah, that gives that. Good luck. Honestly, it's like you were born to be seen. And so it's like, so saying that people notice you is a bit of an understatement, I feel. Doesn't really make it justice, you know? It's like, yeah, you always end up in the spotlight. Whether you want it or not, whether you are meaning it or not. So that is something. That is already something. And this could be, I feel like it is due to many things, but the most straightforward way to put it is just your energy. Your energy commands it, whether you like it or not, you know? It's like your energy takes space. And as such, it doesn't go unnoticed. I'm hearing that for a lot of you, it may reflect itself in your colors, literally. So when I say that, I'm thinking fashion. I'm also thinking those of you who perhaps may have striking colors when it comes to your hairs, whether you are tinting them or not, whether they are colored or not, is just like the colors of your appearance call for attention, definitely. You may be dressing with vibrant colors or not necessarily, but the way you look is striking and colorful in its own way. Some of you may be like, I don't dress colorful. Well, perhaps for you, it would then just be the associations of the contrast between your skin tone and your hair, typically, you know. Like there's something about your colors, the visual colors of your appearance that calls for attention, that reflects this energy, at least. But yeah, your fashion. And also I feel that another thing that I find striking is, like, you know, the light emanating from within is what I'm getting. This whole tangent about people being in the spotlight although they didn't ask for it, I feel it's coming from that. It's like, I'm not talking here to, I don't have amongst my number threes people who feel so incredibly insecure about themselves that the only way they could cope with that was stealing the spotlight so as to continuously try helplessly to convince themselves that they're worthy of it, that they are worthy of attention. That's not the kind of people I'm talking to here. It's like, it's genuine. It's not fake. It's not an adaptation that I'm picking up on. It's like, you were brought to this world to shine. And for all of you, it's for a different reason, I'm hearing. But it's something that truly emanates from you and gets reflected in the physical, definitely. It's like, again, it's maybe just the colors of you, or there's something with your appearance that is just striking and really hard to miss. Definitely, it's on purpose. That's what I'm getting at. That's why it's like, the sooner you accept it, the better you'll be. Also, this energy, I'm getting like a strong sense of self-confidence. And here again, some people will be like, some of you completely relate to that. Some others are like, that's not the way you feel. That's not the way I feel. I don't really understand when you say that my confidence emanates. That's just because you don't see yourself through other people's eyes, I'm getting. It's like, because we gotta talk about these two cards, like, you radiate from within. And that's the funny thing, is like, people would say, that's the first thing that came to me, and yet it's like, when people describe you, they will all, funny thing actually, they will all tell how attractive and beautiful and a head turner you are for a different reason. That would be a fun thing. And some of you who already accept that may have already experienced it. All the people who are into you, all the people who remember you, they remember you for a different thing. Some of you, it's your height, some others it's your hair, for some others it's your morphology, for some others it's your fashion, for some others, again, I'm hearing it's the way you carry your body, the way you walk. For some others, it's your laugh. It's like everyone will fall for your charm, but everyone will see it differently. And that's just because it's not about your body, it's about what's emanating from within, which is getting reflected through your body. And that's also a sign message from spirit. Just so you know that the best way for you to look gorgeous is for you to feel good within, because your body radiates what's within. For you, it's true for everyone, but especially for you, with this, again, I can't get over this imagery. It's like it's shining from within, and all these colors of the peacock are coming from within. The people only see the colors of the tail, of the feathers, yet the true beauty is from within. The body only reflects it. People only see the reflection, but that's not where the beauty emanates from. And that's so important to know. And this confidence, it's the same thing. It's like you may be feeling like, I don't feel confident. People can tell that's not the case because you truly feel confident deep down. Although you may be second guessing yourself and doubting yourself in some times or not, getting that you have a very strong sense of self, a very strong foundation for yourself, and people can feel that. So that's the thing. But it's like, I just feel like there isn't much that isn't very alluring and charming about you. Your voice is a topic of discussions. Your gestures is a topic for discussion. Your laugh, your smile, your face, your fashion. It's like there isn't much that doesn't get enjoyed by one person or another, you know? Now, these cards. Wolf Spirit and Hawk Spirit, there is a lot. I've kept them for last because I wanted to talk about the superficial stuff first. That though, it's truly giving me strong spiritual energies. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you're someone who knows their stuff, and the first impression I got when I flipped these cards is, oh, that's an old soul. You're someone who appears very, very, very old in the way you express yourself. And before you get it the wrong way, some of you may actually have reached a point in your life where you have a lot of wisdom because it's you weren't born yesterday and that you have a lot of experience. That may be the case for some of you, but for all of you, what I'm getting is that you appear, the way you express yourself and the wisdom that you're walking with on this world does not compute with the biological age of your body. It's like, how the heck is this person supposed to know this much about life at this age? Even if you're 90, I don't care. It really feels like you're walking with a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that, as in, you were born with it. It doesn't make sense when it comes to how old you are on this world. That's why it's like the first thing that I heard in my mind as I flipped these two cards, not even having finished the whole sprite, was like, that's an old soul I'm talking to. It's like there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and that... Okay, I just received an interesting thing. I feel that it's not random, actually. I feel that in this world, it may have something to do with your purpose in this world for a lot of you. The perspectives that you're bringing in this world, your thoughts, the way you look at things, the way you relate to the world, I'm hearing is very evolved. And you can already tell that, yes, you may totally be the kind of person who grew up feeling like way ahead of their age. And you are typically the kind of person who gets asked what they think of a situation. And what I'm hearing is that the fact that you look so compelling is not random. It's like people come to you because, oh my god, this person, this girl, this guy looks good. Makes it so that when you talk, people are mesmerized. It's like people are gonna listen to you just because you look good. But the whole point being that anyways they end up listening to you. And that's the whole point of it. I just feel like it's funny. It's very funny, but I feel like what you have to say in this world and the ways you express yourself are crucial when it comes to what you came here to do. And so the fact that you look so compelling is not a coincidence. The fact that no matter how hard you try, you always end up in the spotlight is not a coincidence. The fact that you're so irresistibly attractive is not a coincidence. It's because you had many lives on this world, so you know what is attractive. And your, I would say, like your pure, genuine heart. I mean, how can anybody resist that? You know, it's like, it's the definition of beauty. But that makes it so that just when you say something, when you say things which are meant to elevate people, to help them, when you're sharing your thoughts, as random as they may be, people sit down and listen because you look good, and also because people can feel that you know your stuff. There, it's also another thing. I feel like a lot of people also gravitate towards you because although they cannot explain it, I mean, literally hearing them saying it in your back is like, I can't explain it, I don't understand why, but I just know that they have answers to the questions I've been asking myself for years. It's like people feel in their bones that you know, that you have the answers that they're seeking. I'm getting a kind of like, you could be a medium, that could be a thing. I'm hearing that for most of you, that's not necessarily the case. You may not even really identify all that much with spirituality to begin with. But anyways, that's why I feel like you being an influencer doesn't feel like such a stretched, like a far-fetched idea. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a bit like what you're doing. Again, a lot of you may not be doing that, but there's just this very alluring thing about you and this extremely deep wisdom. You feel very tapped in, and somehow, for whatever reason, you always have something to say of tremendous value. And that is extremely valuable for people. That is very alluring. What do we have here? It makes sense. Yeah. Funny, this card popped again. Nourish the sacred feminine makes sense because, again, I was tuning into like kind of medium energies, like someone who always knows how to help people, always knows what people need to hear, always knows how to lead people. That's typically the feminine energy. It's like, have you ever wondered why in spiritual communities, tarot readers, mediums, and all that jazz, they're either women or gay men? I mean, that's not completely true. That's not the case. Like, you don't only got that. But would you look, you would feel like it's not all that far from the truth. Why is that? Because what we're doing is receiving information that is inherently the quality of the feminine. The masculine does not receive anything. The masculine gives. The masculine provides that. The masculine finds joy in doing that. The feminine finds joy in receiving. Just so happens that we got both within us, right? But the best mediums out there tend to be those who are the most connected to their feminine, hence women and also gay men who are very in touch with their feminine. You don't, it's like, don't want to give you the wrong idea, that's a joke, okay? It's like, no, you don't have to be one of these two things to be a medium at all. But that's definitely a thing that you would observe typically. It's okay, silliness aside, I feel that there is, yeah, this very tapped in energy. It's like I'm getting a very powerful feminine kind of energy. I'm not getting like a lame feminine, and I don't want to be taken the wrong end, but just like 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 a little girl kind of feminine. I'm getting much more of a very profound, like a mystic kind of feminine here, a very powerful feminine force here. That's why, again, you don't have to be a woman for that, definitely. But I'm getting, yeah, a very strong feminine energy. And by extent, I'm also hearing that one thing which is striking about you is the fact that in the way that you are and also in the way that you look, you're not like 100% masculine or 100% feminine. You're more like in between. And that doesn't have anything to do with the way you identify, with your gender, your sexual orientation, or any of that, by the way. But it's that your energy, polarity, is not hyper masculine or hyper feminine. It's a little in between. Like you may be a man who looks real good, but also but the fact that they look real good is not just because they have I don't know, like an athletic body. They may also have some beautiful curves where they need to be. And for women, maybe something the same is like it's like a woman who's not just all curves. It could be like a woman who looks very good because she also looks a little toned, you know. That's just one idea, but I'm getting this thing of you not just being extremely masculine or extremely feminine, more being like playing with both, honestly, which is compelling to the majority, which makes it like, I just feel like, yeah, this is one of the things that makes you you and so beautiful. Sacred flow of yes, I'm getting this. Well, I'm gonna start with this one. Collaboration of souls. I'm getting Gemini energy here. It's like I feel like a very social. I feel you like a social butterfly, and again, I'm still, and I feel like it's gonna be the case still. At the end of the reading, feeling people on panel number, some of you panel number 3 being like, I don't feel this way. What you're talking about is like, I know you haven't fully accepted it just yet, but if you're honest with yourself, you would see it already. You're very good at making friends. It's like you're you're scaringly good at making friends. Definitely, some of you may actually be more like extroverted. That may be a thing. Definitely, some of you may definitely be more extroverted and you just love making friends and all of that. Some of you may be a little more introverted. However, when the situation calls for it, it's still superbly easy for you to make friends. It's like everybody likes you, not just because you look good or you have something very valuable to say. It's like you're just such a nice person to have a conversation with, and it's like there isn't much to not like about you, you know. You're a very, very good, I'm hearing again like social butterfly, you're very good at making friends. That is a beautiful talent, by the way. It's like people just like you. Sacred flow of yes, I'm just getting this very light energy, this very beautiful energy, very peaceful energy, a very relaxed energy, a very youthful energy too. I'm hearing is like for some of you, you may look much, much, much younger than your actual biological chronological age, which is a funny thing because it's like your body, I mean, you have a certain age, your body looks 10 to 20 years younger than that, but your mind feels 3 lifetimes older than that. So it's like, what the heck are we? Who are you? That is a very, very interesting mix. But I mean, that's typically what you find with old souls, is like people who are walking these planes with this wisdom, this knowledge, and obviously they feel so much older than their chronological age. Obviously, that's a consequence of that. But they relate to life in a very, very youthful way, because comes a point where you realize that, you know, like, as you stop counting the amounts of lives that you have on the world, you're just like, age doesn't matter anymore. You may as well relate and relate to life like a kid. From the day you were born till the day you leave this world. It's like, what's stopping you from just being joyful and optimistic and excited and curious and all of that? Nothing. So I'm getting this very butterfly, very light, very exciting, very curious, very adventurous energy. So yeah, that's a very, very interesting mix. Wow, that's one energy and a half. Thank you so much, pal number 3, for having shared space with me today. That was an honor to be reading for you, an honor to be meeting you energetically, that is. I don't know what you look like. But yeah, one energy and a half again. It's such a fascinating energy, to say the least. And definitely someone who probably looks good, not gonna lie. But yeah, please let me know in the comments how it went for you, if you resonated, what are your thoughts about it, love to know. Also, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it, that would support me a lot. That being said, keep on rocking it, keep on killing it. I'm gonna be seeing you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye. Hey, pal number 4, how are you doing? Welcome to the reading. Last but definitely not least, if pal number 4, if you chose the Aquamarine, that's gonna be your reading, so we're gonna get right into it. As I said with the other groups, my intention with this reading is definitely like to bring us closer to how beautiful we are, because guess what, if no one told you today, we all are beautiful. You are beautiful, you are stunning, you are attractive. And I just feel like this reading is a good opportunity to just be closer to ourselves, be closer to that truth. So yeah, that's my intention. And so I'm gonna be shuffling the decks so as to pick up on what are some things which are genuinely attractive about you. Maybe physical characteristics, your personality, your heart, your mind, your spirit, whatever, really. This one, yes, but we're putting it below this time. Okay. I'll be shuffling the next deck too, so that we can keep the cards on the side, but they're gonna already be shuffled. Yup. These two ones, some other spirit. How is pile number 4 attractive? Oop. Got quite a few cards actually. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna keep him on the side. And let's get started. Ooh, okay. Bear spirit. You may have an imposing frame. Straight off the bat. Talking about the physical. It's like, not all of you though, you feel. Some of you feel attracted. It's like, I'm just getting the sensation that you are big. In energy, definitely. Physically, potentially too. That's what I'm getting. It's like people just are into how big you feel to them. So you may have a big frame, you may not, but anyways you feel big in energy, definitely. But it's also a very funny thing because we got the mouse right next to it. So it's getting this kind of very gentle giant kind of energy. It's like, oh yeah, you feel giant. You feel like a freaking giant to people. But at the same time, you are so... I'm getting like, you know, like the biggest of grizzly bears walking in the forest, but oh my god, there's a little dandelion and it looks so good, and so the bear just comes to the ground to pick the little flower and putting into its hair. Very delicate, and it's giving me this kind of very, very funny, very cool energy. It's like it feels like a giant, but which at the same time is so delicate, so gentle, so attuned to the small things. It's just so fascinating, so beautiful. So that is one thing, definitely. And again, it may be reflected through your body, it may not. But I feel like for some of you, yes, definitely. You may be tall, you may be large. So that is one thing. But yeah, also... Okay, just give me a second. I lost myself for a moment. Oof, zoned out. Back to it. It's like your energy. Definitely your energy. There's something with your energy. It's like... It's this energy of a gentle giant attuned to the small things. It just feels safe to be around you, honestly. You know, it's like... people talk about it like people... How do you say? I don't know. I don't remember it, but you know, like people feel like is it the bare body, something like that? It's like when you describe someone who's large and you feel safe around them. I feel like it's especially like when women describe men. I don't remember right now, but there's something with that, and you feel this way in energy. Definitely, it's like you're the kind of person who people feel safe around because you feel impressive, you feel intimidating to those who are not necessarily all that aligned with you. That's also one. Is like some of you may side message, but some of you are like, why do people look at me weirdly sometimes? It's because you feel intimidated and they know they cannot be messing with you. There's something about your energy that says, don't even try. Like, don't even start thinking about messing with me because I'm gonna eat you raw. There's something about it. It's like, it's a gentle brown bear, but it's still a bear, so you don't gonna be messing with it. So there's this energy, intimidating, but very protective and very sweet and gentle. And that's just the fact that people feel so safe, and that is more than attractive. I feel that people of the opposing gender feel very drawn to you because of that thing. And if you're interested in people of the same gender, that's also a thing there. It's like people feel very comfortable in your presence, definitely. Um, I'm also hearing, typically, I'm getting like, if you're a man watching this video, that you do not feel like a threat to women, although you may be straight. And that's not just for men, but it's the kind of energy I feel like you do not feel like a threat to people, even when it comes to sexuality and things like that. So that is something, like, again, it's like people run for you just because of how good they feel in your presence. And it's also something very attractive, very drawing. It's like you genuinely feel like a very sane person. You feel like you're typically the kind of person that people would see a future with. You know, it's like, this person is reliable, is the perfect candidate for building a family with. Typically, that's the kind of energy I'm getting. It's like, it's a true honor to be in your circle, to be in your vicinity, and that is the thing. But again, it's like, I can't get over the big, nasty, very mini brown bear right next to the tiny, tiny little mouse. It's like, I just find it so silly, but it's very much something so sweet about your energy. It's like, people you don't hold close to your heart see you as extremely intimidating and even scary at times. But people who get to know you, you're just a big softy underneath it. So that is very beautiful. Then we got the cat and the snake. The cat spirit claim your independence. I just feel like your personality shines a lot through it. I just feel like people feel very attracted to you, not necessarily because of the way you look, although, again, it's like, there are some things about the way you look, but most of your frame, at least so far. We're gonna see if we pick up other physical characteristics. But you know, in these kinds of readings, it's not always easy to pick up on characteristics that would be shared amongst all the people who stumble upon the video. That's why sometimes, I'm sorry, I don't pick up many. But I'm gonna see if we pick up others. But one thing that I'm definitely do noticing is your energy and your personality. That is definitely something that does not go unnoticed, as we've already discussed. Cat spirit just makes me feel like you're very, like, a reliable person. The brown bear gives me this energy of very reliable, and the cat gives me this energy of independent. So it kind of gives me like the perfect balance of someone who is healthily independent. They're not like overly independent, but they know how to handle themselves. And it gives me, again, the sense of maturity that people find very reliable, very attractive, and definitely like someone who would be a perfect candidate to start a family with. It's like, you're typically the kind of person, it's funny because it's like, yes, you're hot, but on top of that, people who start looking you up, they're almost already thinking about a long-term relationship with you because of the energy that you give off. So that's very much what I'm getting right here, is like, you tend, like, the people who fall in love with you, some of them is just because of the way you look, but a lot of them are also just because they see a future with you, which is not like, it's not random, it's not nothing, it's quite significant. And that may be something that you are looking for too. But yeah, I'm getting this sense of very reliable, but also independence. Like, you know how to take care of yourself. It gives me this very mature energy here. Somehow, like, the cat on this picture has like two different colors for their irises, like their eyes are two different colors. There may be something up with the colors relative to your face area. Perhaps your hairs have a striking color. You could be a flame hair, like literally like the cat, a ginger, like a ginger hair, a ginger head. Or there's just something striking about, I just feel like there's something striking about your face. It may be the color of your eyes, it may be some of your facial features. You may have sharp facial features, you may have uniquely interesting facial features, you may have defined brows, piercing eyes. It's like there's something about your face that is very, it doesn't go unnoticed. I feel like it's not necessarily something which is qualified mainstream mannequin beauty, but it's very, it's like it's its own category of beautiful. You could be a mannequin of your, in your, like you could be describing a new trend of mannequins because of the way you look, because I just feel like there's something about your face which is striking and very beautiful and very alluring, but it's not something that today you would see on magazines, just because today we're more fascinating on everyone looking one same way, and that same way is like what we have. But it's like there's so many other beautiful things. But it just so happens that today, I'm gonna take an example. In the US, we have decided, in the Western world, we have decided that the beauty standards were these ones. And so although that thing is beautiful, too, extremely beautiful, perhaps even more beautiful than this beauty standard, it does not show up on magazines because it's not the standard, you know? And it's kind of giving me that thing is like, if we were to put you on a magazine, you would be describing a new standard, so to speak. Because I just feel like there's something very striking about your face. I cannot pinpoint exactly what, so it may depend on every one of you pan the force. But yeah, it just feels like it's not the thing that we would be putting on magazines today, but it's something we could be putting on magazines tomorrow, you know? Yeah, you look hot, by the way. I don't know if I've said that. It could be about, again, it could be about your eyes, the shape of your eyes, the color of your eyes, something about your eyes. It could be something about your brows. It could be something about having sharp facial features. It could be something about your hairs, the way you style them, perhaps them being curly, perhaps their color. What else? Unique facial feature, I'm hearing like a piercing, a scar. That's getting specific, but that is also coming through. Or just some of you having a very like harmonious face. I don't want to use the word symmetrical, because perfect symmetry is not that necessarily all that attractive. It generally doesn't always feel all that real. It feels a little weird sometimes when a face is too symmetrical. We've said like the golden ratio is not symmetrical actually, but it's just, for some of you, it may just be overall that your face just look extremely harmonious. So that is something. And also when I see Kat, I think like kind of refined energy. Perhaps there's something refined about you, your style, the way you dress, the way you groom yourself, that feels like, I'm hearing luxurious perhaps for some of you, but also like it feels stylish, it feels cool. Snake spirit, that's leading me in a completely different direction. It's like, I just feel like you're not afraid. You appear someone who doesn't have fears, which we all know is not the case. Like, for as long as I'm aware of, if you're watching this video, you're probably a human being. And you may not feel like you're fearless at all, but to people you appear as if, which is interesting. I feel like I'm picking up on something much deeper about, it's not even about your personality, it just feels like something much more like in spirit about you, something about your energy. But yeah, it starts with just you feeling like you're not afraid, and I just feel like that it's perhaps more, it's not because you don't have fear, but more because your relationship to your fears is different, is evolved, again, back to this sensation of maturity. It's like perhaps you know how to flow with your emotions much more, and so it feels like you don't have fears, although you totally do. You know, that's one thing. Another thing, whenever I think snake, I think like shedding its skin. Like, it may be someone who is perpetually reinventing themselves, someone who may be just naturally evolving very quickly throughout their lives. So you may be reinventing yourself as who you are as a person. You may be growing quickly, maybe shifting regularly. And that is also something I feel that doesn't go unnoticed. You're typically the kind of person who, if I were to make you catch up with people that you haven't seen in 10 years, like you're, I don't know how old you are, but imagine you're in your 30s and I hook you up with the people you used to hang out with when you were in college, and especially those ones you haven't seen since. And this kind of situation, or old friends you haven't seen in a decade, or like people you haven't seen in a very, very long time, and they just look at you and they're like, oh my God, you're so different. For the better, but oh my God, I wouldn't have recognized you almost. That's a real thing, I feel. Okay, we have spent already, oh my God, a long time on these ones. We got even more cards now. Again, we have this reference to cozy with risk. We have this reference with dealing with fears. I just feel like in your experience you have had to deal with I just feel like you've had to deal with heavy emotions in your past, during your upbringing, during your childhood, during your adolescence, a long time ago. I just feel like you're familiar with negative emotions. Because you perhaps had to handle a lot of them in the past, and I just feel like that makes you all that much more I don't have the word for it. It's like people recognize themselves in you, people feel comfortable with you because you feel that much more human to them. It's like you know how to flow with emotions again. Like you're okay with feeling afraid, you're okay with being in pain, you're okay with people crying. It's like some people are scared of negative emotions. You're not at all. You don't care. It's like you recognize it as something completely normal. And I just feel like it's also related to the fact that you yourself had to go through experiences like that. But that makes you all that much more approachable, I feel. Because people just feel like you're a very human being. It's like people feel that you relate to them, that you understand them. People feel seen. They feel felt in your presence. And that makes them feel that much more safe in your presence, as we discussed earlier. This is shift the way to new potential. Again, is giving me this energy of you shifting, you changing, and you are also getting something non-linear about you. Is like you could be very much into manifestation about these things. It's like you're not so interested in what society thinks. You're not so fussed about what people think. You're much about like enjoying life for yourself and pursuing what makes you feel good. And that gives you a very optimistic outlook on life. But that makes you also do great leaps in your life, which do not necessarily make sense, which may scare other people off. And it makes it so that you shift very quickly and quite drastically. It's like you're always evolving, you're always growing. Your past supports your future. Yeah, I definitely feel that there's something that happened in your past, and that today is like, even if not many people know it, even if nobody knows it, I want you to know that I'm getting a very, very specific message. Yeah, it's like perhaps some of you, or one amongst you, panel before, may feel like you have gone through something in the past and that no one will ever know about it. I want you to know that first of all, there's no reason why no one will ever know about it. But one thing that I can definitely attest for all of you, panel before, is that it is felt. The way you grew and who you became as a result of these experiences in the past is felt. That's the reason to why people feel so comfortable in your presence. That's why that's why you're so alluring. That's why people just cannot explain but feel themselves drawn towards you. It's like you just feel such a comforting place, such a comforting person. It's like there's something that emanates from you through what you have experienced in the past that screams to the world that yes, you're a very safe person, definitely. And people feel very comfortable around you. And the two last cards, I love them. Just a beautiful joyful person, honestly. Prosperity sisters are happiness and joy, you're epic. Oh, that's something. Prosperity. I like that. You appear as a very prosperous person. It's like your energy is abundant. You are abundant, loving, and joyful in energy. And people would swear to God that you probably have all of your stuff sorted out. That your life is probably what we see on social media, that your life is probably what we see in fairy tales. Which, let's be honest, may not be the case. That may not be the way you feel about it. But that's kind of the energy that you display. It's like you feel like you got all your stuff together because of how joyful you appear in the world. So it's like, again, it's so alluring. You shine in spirit, that 100%. So yeah, wow, you're epic. Thank you so much, pal number 4, for extra space with me today. That was a bit of a long reading compared to the previous ones, but hey, lots of messages came through. So I'm not mad at it at all. That was quite an honor to be reading for you, quite an honor to be meeting you in energy. And yeah, very, very, very interesting person that you seem to be. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated. I'd love to know about your thoughts. Also, while you're at it, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would support me a lot. That being said, keep on killing it, keep on rocking it. I'm gonna be seeing you in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself and have a good time. Bye.